Today we're going to show you 3 insane tips for fun, including invisible dash, absolute immunity like Gara from Naruto, and 1-second explosive damage combo. So let's get started so you can start ranking up. Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy Assassin Dave. Welcome back to the fun advanced tutorials in Honor of King. Today we're going to show you 3 very useful tips that you can use to rank up. Number 1 is called invisible dash. We all know Fang skill 2 is a dash mobility skills, but did you know if you actually aim the pointer of the skill 2 indicator into the bush, the trail will become invisible to your opponents. That means like enemy team who didn't see you dash into the bush or who are chasing you, who are not paying attention, they will forget that you actually dashed. And what does that mean? That means like they will stand on top of this trail and constantly get slowed and damaged, right? Get burned because their skill 2 is a burning damage and also slows the opponent. Another thing about the skill 2 is something called completely invisible, where enemy team cannot see you dash from bush to bush. This works extremely well if you're standing in this bush and you try to rotate towards the bush downward. All you have to do is get really close to the wall, like you barely want to come out of it, and you throw the skill 2 into the other bush. You can see the entire duration I'm invisible. What do I mean by that? Right now, I'm visible to the enemy, right? But if I extend in the bush, you see there's something above my head, a little eye thing that shows that I'm currently invisible to the opponent. So if I stand out, people can see. If I stand inside, people cannot see, right? This is how bush works. But if I just normally dash, watch. If I normally dash, you can see the eye briefly disappear and come back up, right? It shows you that I was visible to the enemy for like short duration. So opponents can actually see me dashing across this wall. So if I get really close to the wall and then dash, watch. Even though I dash from bush to bush, but enemy team cannot see I dash. That means I can surprise my opponent. The next thing about Fang is absolute immunity. Now, a lot of people know that skill 2 actually immunes all damage and qual controls if you're in the dash animation. The idea of the skill 2 is you want to avoid all damage in the middle of the dashing animation, right? How do you guarantee this? How do you make sure you absolutely immune everything that comes towards you? No matter it's tower shots, no matter it's like enemy skills or stuns or qual control, whatnot, right? All you have to do is make sure you dash not away from the skill, but let's say if this tower shot is coming towards me from the right side, all I have to do is I want to make sure I dash in a triangular direction, like a perpendicular to the enemy incoming skill. Or you can dash towards enemy skill to welcome it, so you can soak it in, make sure it lands during your skill 2 animation. Check this out, right? So if this skill damage comes towards me, all I have to do is dash perpendicular to the direction of where this damage is coming from. This way I guarantee that the damage is not hitting me whatsoever. And you can practice this in the practice mode, right? Another thing that you can do is dash towards the tower shots. For example, like this, if I dash towards it, you can see like I'm for sure not gonna take any damage, right? That's what I mean by absolute immunity. So you dash towards the damage source, or you dash perpendicular to where the damage source is coming from. Okay, last but not least, it's 1-second explosive damage combo. Now, what I mean by 1-second explosive damage combo, you may ask. Okay, it's actually very straightforward. Everybody knows that if you throw the skill 1 on a target, it leaves 4 marks, and if you explode all the 4 marks, you're gonna do a lot of damage to this, whoever the target is. But did you know that your ultimate also triggers skill 1? So the standard explosive combo is skill 1, auto attack, ultimate, auto attack. You can see that it instantly triggers the explosion damage from the skill 1. Not to mention the enemy team is slow during that whole, shenanigans going down. So they will be for sure getting triggered and exploded. Now, there's something advanced about this I really want to pay attention to. Let me quickly activate AI one more time, so you truly understand how to activate this combo properly, right? First thing first, let me hit this target. So you can see that now Luban number 7 is for sure the lowest HP, but there's something special about a skill 1 target priority. Let's say I throw the skill 1 now onto this dummy. You will notice my auto attack, even though I have lowest HP target selected Luban and he's standing next to me, but it won't target Luban. See, now the thing is the skill 1 is gone. Now I'm going to target Luban again. So what happens is basically if your skill 1 is targeting something, all your following auto attack will automatically prioritize triggering that passive. So make sure you aim your skill 1 on a target that you want to hit. A lot of times you really want to just use precise aiming and aim on the enemy carry. This way you can position and make sure your auto attack goes to that target. So this way it explodes on them for sure. Number 2 is if you read the skill description on the skill 1 passive, you will notice that When you have your skill 1 on the enemy target, you gain 70% attack speed, which is the last line, and 75 attack range. So let's say you're engaging on the enemy dummy, this Han Xin right here, you know this fighting, and you want to engage from far away. All you can do is skill 2, skill 1 auto attack, skill 3 auto attack. This will instantly explode, but not only that, because of the attack range and attack speed, your explosive damage combo will trigger that much faster and more accurate, right? And also, because of the attack range, you're kind of far away from them, so this is safer for you as well. Not to mention, in the late game, after you get Sun Chaser, right, this item, if you throw the skill 1, you can activate like this from really, really far away and do insane amount of damage. And there's one additional tip with this explosive combo. Knowing you do so much damage, Fang is actually the fastest, I would say, Tyrant clearer in the game, right? If not the, I think is the fastest, but there might be some second fastest character coming on the global server, who knows? All you have to do is when Tyrants spawn, especially the first Tyrant, which is really easy to kill, quickly come over here and start throwing skills at it. This thing will explode, okay? Like really, really fast. I think you can do it within 9 seconds upon spawn. Obviously, I have, infinite cooldown here, but you can do this really, really fast. Check this out, guys. If you did not read the passive for Fang is you can identify monster weak points and deal 15%, 7.5 to 15% extra damage to them. This allows you to clear jungle really fast. So make sure once Tyrant comes up, you are the first target there to do those objectives. Yo guys, how's everyone doing? This is your guy, Assassin Dave, and welcome back to the Li Yuanfeng Global #1 gameplay. This is actually peak tournament from the Global #1 Fang, just to show you how he does it and how he wins the highest level ranked game in the world, not just global server, but in the world, in the most competitive region, so you can truly master this character. Starting off, you can see this jungle Fang. I want to mention this detail. He didn't learn skill 1 like most jungler would. He actually learned skill 2, and he went to the bush across red buff. I noticed a lot of top Fang player as a marksman also, they don't start off learning skill 1 or skill 2. They get to lane and see what skills they want to learn. In this particular game, he wanted to go to Byron's lane, right? So he decided to start a red, but if you start red, there's a chance the enemy team might invade. Especially knowing the enemy team, another reason why you want to start a red, I believe, is because enemy team has Han Xin. And Han Xin in the highest level rank, the most competitive it gets, the most aggressive they play. Right? They usually invade. And notice how this Fang started off red on the other side of the bush to make sure like the enemy Han Xin is not invading, and he dashed over the wall just to protect the buff. So very, very smart play. And I think that a lot of time more than mechanic, it's also mentality that makes a difference. So with that being said, guys, starting off, gonna have Fang rotating towards top side, clearing everything. And now lane's coming up. Let's see what he does here. Okay, just quickly throw the skill 1 into the minion on the back, the range minion. This way you can clear the waves a little bit faster because of the explosion damage, and now teleport to bottom. Now the thing about like, look at the explosive damage combo when he comes to the bottom side, right? Skill 1, all attack, ultimate, all attack, dead. Right, this Mo doesn't even know what hit him. I don't think he had a skill to run away with, and then he just got exploded. So that's why you want to master skill 1, auto attack, skill 3, auto attack combo, the explosive damage combo, because it's very, very useful. Now let's continue to watch this gameplay here. Over here, when it comes to mid lane, because of how short the cooldown is, look how fast your ultimate comes off, right? He only have a blue buff, which gives him 20%, I believe, that's about it, all he has. So he has like decent amount of CDR, and he just throw the ultimate onto the minion wave to clear the wave. Because just like any decent jungler would do, you would have to soak up lane waves, right? Whichever lane you rotate to, but mostly come from mid lane as well as clash lane. But sometimes you take from the farm lane as well. Mostly it's mid lane and farm lane though. Mid lane and clash lane. So quickly see Fang, clear the blue buff. Notice top line is top side is farming. So he comes over here. There's a Baichi fighting a Baron. And then obviously Fang, being the tanky character he is, comes over here. And another thing I want to mention with this, right? This is really risky when you use your dash just to go in, right? Just to dive in. I think there must be some kind of communication that have already gone through. He noticed topside Baichi is completely by himself. He thinks that he can completely kill this character. So he used skill 1 for the range, immediately dash in to make sure the trail touches Baichi. By the way, this character is coming to global server, and I'm really excited for it. If you haven't watched Phil's video about his reaction to Baichi come to the server, I think it's really funny. I highly recommend you go watch this video. But yeah, so coming back to this global one Fang gameplay. So you use a skill 2 to touch Baiqi's escape path. This way Baiqi cannot run away, right? Okay, see this guy comes in. You throw the explosive combo, trigger the passive from Yixin, right? Now Yixin doesn't have the destiny anymore, so he's in a lot of trouble. And this is only 2 stacks. Mostly, he just does damage along the way. He knows this Yixin doesn't have skills, so he tried to do more damage to him, but Baiqi was a beautiful rotation towards the mid lane. We skipped after Fang comes back and farm a little bit, but you see now Fang rotated to a team fight. Let's see how we execute this. Throw skill 1 just to push him away, and then quickly go back to farm. There's not too much like magic to this, right? It's just farm most of the time after you like get familiar, proficient with a skill 2, absolute immunity with an explosive damage combo, and some other basics, right? Again, throw the ultimate just for wave clear. Notice that Baiqi is teleporting mid, quickly gets away. There's no reason to fight. Learning from the mistake earlier. All right, let's take a look at this mid lane fight right here. Shi got a pull onto the enemy mid lane, and then that's the instant kill. After the pull comes in, quickly followed up with explosive combo. You just have to get really good at that, okay? Don't be stingy with your ultimate. Don't save it. And here is another side tip with Fang skill 1. The explosion marks after you apply it to a target. If that target dies, the mark also immediately explodes, okay? So, just know that. So here, one more time, they're just abusing this Yixin, who doesn't have a lot of mobility, same as Dr. Bian right there. They're really abusing them. Yixin or Dr. Bian there, quite interesting. Another thing is, with this global one Fang, you notice like how he is very familiar with his dash range. He dashed into the wall, but if you have the dash indicator, if you haven't checked out our setting videos, go ahead and do that. He saw the indicator going across the wall, so he dashed into the middle of the wall, but he still dashed over the wall to extend the range of it. This way it's more efficient. Again, explosive combo to quickly kill the Mozi. And even though he's in the range of Yixin right here, of Yixin's ultimate, just wait it out, stand on the side, make sure no one's touching him. Almost died there, but everything turned out to be working out. So far, just keep on farming. Let's see how he do this Overlord. Throw the ultimate, explosive damage. Overlord died in an instant, guys. Okay, so now enemy team try to push mid. Let's see how he position this. Throw a skill, 3-stack skill 1. Quickly get out with a skill 2 right there. Make sure he's not in range for more damage from Dr. Bian and the rest of the team, especially when Mozi lands a stun. It will put Fang in a lot of trouble. I want to apologize for the low resolution, because this is, by the way, this comes from Bilibili, right? From the Global One Fang's channel. And the thing is, like, I don't know how to recommend it, because I'll put a link in below, but this guy is a complete Chinese channel, as you can see right here. Okay, let's see how he positioned this mid fight, right? Knowing that with Fang's passive, you can detect enemy who are close by. You know there's 3 people in the bush, and it quickly dash away from danger. Even though with boost of resistance, right? Even if Mozi touch you with the ultimate, you can still use your dash skill, your skill 2. And that's why boost of resistance is so important. When you play a lot of characters that require mini movement or a dash skill to get out Mozi's quad control, you definitely need boost of resistance going against Mozi. Otherwise, it's going to be quad control to death. If it ultimate lands on you, you cannot move. Even jerk around like tiny movement, you cannot use skills. You're completely locked in. But if you have boost of resistance, there's a tiny crack in that electricity that you can dash around. So let's see. We see Fang teleport towards mid, but bottom side is fighting. So he comes over here, throw a skill 1. Decide not to pursue the Mozi and come here, throw skill 2 forward aggressively on the Baiqi, knowing his team is gonna go in, and then quickly throw the explosive combo to eliminate his target. Let's see how fast he does this enhanced Shadow Tyrant. I wouldn't say enhanced, just call it full name Shadow Tyrant. There's Tyrant, Shadow Tyrant, and Tempest Dragon. Okay, so in this team fight, quickly come here, explosive damage, and Mozi is dead one more time. And now go to the edge of the board so he doesn't take damage from the enemy Yixin. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Yixin tutorial, make sure to do that. We do the best quality tutorials for you guys. By the way, the tutorial is a combination of experience when I was playing Pro for Honor of Kings. A lot of characters are OG characters, right? So the same tips still apply in the current meta of Honor of King. Another thing is, a lot of tips come from the Global One player, right? You have to watch our live stream, and they give you little hints here and there, and you summarize them. That's why the tips are so good, right? So if you haven't watched those tutorials, make sure to do that. Especially for Yixin, it's such a complicated and a nuanced character. It's so fun to use as well. So I would highly recommend that you watch the Yixing tutorial. So with the debuff on the Tyrant almost coming down to 1 second, we see Fang moving to the Shadow Overlord and start doing the Overlord right here. He can do it really, really fast. Like I would have waited for like another 5 seconds before I do it, because throw his explosive damage on the Overlord, and then it kind of wasted it, right? Because the resistance, the 50% debuff. Let's see how we process the mid-tier 2 tower here. Okay, so getting CC'd by the enemy Hanxi and take a lot of burst damage, not able to do much, and decided to send the Shadow or the Vanguard on the bottom side. This way, because the bottom wave is not looking good for him. So, whoa, that's a lot of damage from Yixing. Not paying attention against Yixing is a huge mistake, right? And we all know how strong Yixing is. If you haven't watched the video, go ahead and do that. He paid attention, and then, well, I would say he got lucky and got away. He'll quickly farm here, and then use a lifesteal item to get all the HP back. I think the item he got is probably Blood Weeper. We can take a look at his item after, you know, this game gets to the end. So when a team is kind of fighting or poking, he just decided to go for Demolition Project. I like how he saved the skill too when Yixing's ultimate is about to form, and then quickly come to mid lane, throw the skill on the tower. Look how fast this tower just go down, just disappears, right? And come to the bottom side, skill 1, tower is gone. And another very interesting thing that he did here is he actually prepared one of his items for the Sage Sanctuary. This is very, very important because like towards late game team fights, you want to have the Sage Sanctuary. You want to have the second life. If you don't have it, you're gonna be running into a lot of trouble. Another thing that you can do is modify your items, because you can prepare a bunch of items that comes up in sequence, right? We all know you can buy components in sequence as well, thanks to the very customizable purchasing experience in game for Honor of Kings. So you can prepare a Sage Sanctuary that way, and you just prepare the item that you want to sell to get Sage Sanctuary, right? He want to sell like, I think it's, I forgot what item it's called. I think it's called, yeah, Cuirass of Savagery. Dude, the item names is so criminal. All right, let's see, dash away and then start doing explosive damage here. Getting ulted by Yixing, taking a lot of damage, but because they have Sage Sanctuary, he's able to dash away and not get controlled by Baiqi, and going back to continue to do damage here. Skill 1. And just a skill 1 from the Dr. Bian at this point. I think he's dead, but they got a full wipeout on the enemy team, which I think directed, you know, results in enemy team surrendering here. And that's the game. So let's quickly take a look at his item. Let's take a look at global ranking, by the way. So you can see right now, he as a global 1 Fang, he is on the global ranking, national ranking in China for top 1,000. It's just to show you how many good players are globally, you know, that we can learn from. You know, there's a lot of knowledge to be shared. So you guys can catch up and win the, you know, EWC. Yeah, he got the global ranking. He's only 1,000, but he's number 1 Fang, right? All right, guys, let's take a look at this global 1 Fang's item, right? He has Rapacious Bite as jungle item, the damage jungle item, and he sold his boots. I thought he sold his defense item, which is the Cuirass of Savagery, but he didn't. He capped the Cuirass of Savagery, which is a defense item, and he sold his boots for the Sage Sanctuary, eventually turned that into Destiny. So really fast finger switch items, all 3 items. And then he has Axe of Torment as a 3rd item. He went for Blood Weeper, which is a lifesteal item for Fang, which is really, really good because you can lifesteal really fast. You saw he just while clearing the jungle, didn't have to recall at all, just maximizing your efficiency on farm. And then we talk about the Cuirass of Savagery, which is a defense item for Fang, which is really, really good. A lot of damage jungle actually build this item, not just Fang, right? So I recommend this item as well, because when taking damage, increase the damage by 2% and movement speed by 1% for 3 seconds, and it give you 5 stacks. So you can get like 5% movement speed, 10% extra damage for taking damage. So, and also give you HP, give you movement speed. So you can get a total of 10% movement speed when you're taking damage. You can get like 900 extra HP, which is a lot, and quite a bit of physical defense and magic defense as well. 220 physical defense and 30 physical attack. So a hybrid of everything. I like it, right? This is a Cuirass of Savagery. And the last item is Daybreaker, which is a core item when you have a lot of money as a marksman, right? If you don't have money, like people like to go for a cheaper version of this, which is called Starbreaker. But you know, once you have money, once you're a Thor, you go for Daybreaker, you know? What is a Starbreaker? I feel like Starbreaker is more powerful as a name. You can break a star, but Daybreaker, you break the day, you break the time, bro. So Daybreaker is more powerful. It's the item that Fang builds for marksman, for ranged marksman characters. You know, a melee character cannot build this item. So guys, that's your full tutorial for the Global 1 Fang. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Most importantly, help us get to 100K subscribers and share this video with your jungle friend. with your jungle brothers and sisters. And I'll see you all in the next tutorial, if there is next tutorial. Bye for now.